It's always exciting to see a new upload from Mr. Beast. It's not really exciting to see him getting tortured and getting bored while he's making an episode. Like, that's the last thing you want to happen, is be bored. Like, then just default to doing challenges or some bullshit like that. But, yeah, extending a 50-hour thing where you are bored for 50 hours into where you're bored for 7 days. I don't think that's, a good idea, but, he had to expand the resources that he's investing into the videos, which failed miserably, and the bird took all the glory, basically. Do I still remember the bird's name? No. Brian, maybe? It's like the easiest name, Brian. Let's just believe that it's Brian. So he stole all the glory and sanity and everything. The only entertainment that was somewhat positive, but not really, because the moment Brian leaves, the first night, he stays and then he leaves, and everyone just like, why? And now everything is Brian. Every pelican, I believe it was. God damn it, bro. So, strap yourselves in. This is not about me reacting to this video. This is about me continuing the saga of challenging Mr. Beast with the Ring of Fire. The team of people, or 4 teams, versus Mr. Beast team and his color of Bugatti.
What color is your Bugatti?
Yes, Andrew Tate happens to be, a shield for Mr. Beast, but Mr. Beast in the spotlight, he has to pull the most points in this case. And I care about his uploads and everything he does, and try to criticize in every way possible. Maybe that will slow down Mr. Beast, but I still have to respect him for being, entitled to the throne of YouTube, potentially for 4 more years, if his downfall is not going to be accelerated into, a crash course of like, you flew with the plane, but someone shot it down, and now you're falling, no matter how much knowledge you have, apparently. Because anything Mr. Beast does could just turn into a scam. It turn into not so real and not so, fascinating story. He was able to, hack the system in a way, hack YouTube to get views, and he's a narcissist, so he's gonna just accelerate the process indefinitely. But we always have to question his morality, and we cannot just let him loose with the idea that he can just, be relevant forever and ever. First of all, that is just impossible. I have shown you the graph. It goes up and down. All right, and now Mr. Beast has to slowly descend into, reality, where things are a little bit more entertaining down there. All right, and not into random biome where nothing is happening. So, yeah, Mr. Beast's delusion just got ramped up 3 times, and it didn't really work out. It didn't really produce the better video than the usual, to be honest. But the usual was still pretty amateur, so he did improve, so it's just a weird mix of things. We just have to say it's above average video, and hopefully he's happy about that. Which, I don't know, it feels like anyone can do that. Anyone can entertain me that way. It's not a big deal. So, and it's, it's going to be reflected on the points that Mr. Beast is going to collect. If he entertains me, if I spend more time thinking about it and dismantling his content, I mean, congratulations, you get some points, just like that. See, Mr. Beast getting points. Because I'm talking about him. Anyways, so, again, so far, Mr. Beast's team is just winning against this team, which is not gonna be for long, because Shane Dawson is gonna catch up very soon, because I'm gonna give him the floor to do that. As he wins this, I shouldn't spoil this, but I already did. But how he wins this, what are we playing right now? I will have to tell you the whole story, because the video got ruined. Because my mood got ruined, and it's summer outside, and there was thunder and lightning, and it's weird, bro. It's weird. It's too hot, but right now I'm calm. I can, like, redo the video, and I'll be very happy if I'll succeed. All right, guys. So strap yourselves in for the next hour. I'm going to be describing this whole experience. Just rehashing a little bit of Mr. Beast thing, because I'll be listening back to myself. But this time, the council, the 6 out of 27 council members. 27, because Instagram is a new council member. I know it's confusing, but anything that's purple, anything that reaches top 25 is a council member. And yes, I look at a lot of things over the internet. It's crazy, guys. So shopping is the theme. The council member that's active is gonna request us to buy something interesting. What cool ideas can we come up with? I came up with 3 ideas. Smosh, I couldn't come up with anything, to be honest. I would love to be in one of their episodes. Try not to laugh. Just try my luck. See how funny I am. I don't know. That's a pretty cool thing. Usually you're funny because you're new. And that's pretty fun to do. Just to test if you're funny. But when it comes to buying something, I'm not sure. So let's just recap what I've done. Maybe that's enough time. And on top of that, the winner gets to extend the episode a little bit more. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with Shane Dawson. I would love to go back in time and watch the highlights of Shane's career, because, if you have been around on YouTube for long enough to get 20 million subscribers without Mr. Beast hack strategies, then, you probably have accumulated quite interesting type of content. You just need to, clean it up a little bit instead of accept your cancellation, cancellation notice and you just accept it. It's like, what? Come on, Shane. You didn't have to do that one. You know what would save Mr. Beast from all this suffering and pain? If he just figure out a way to entertain himself in a productive way, then he wouldn't actually suffer like this. But hey, I guess that's still entertaining. Like, because that is available, because you can just come up with some kind of game, some kind of thing to do, it just undermines his content immediately when you know the alternative of that. Surviving 7 days is not that difficult. You just have to pay attention to something else, because nothing can happen to your body if you just put yourself in a low energy state where you don't have to waste so much energy. Just enjoy food, but it's gonna ruin the video though, but you will survive easily. All right. And make just very efficient shelters, but you kind of have to have these skills already before making the video, and it just kind of, you're battling yourself at that point because you have too good of a solution to the problem that you have created. It gets weird. But this is the level of content that I will be making in the future. I'll have to battle myself, and despite knowing all the skills and all the tricks, I will still have to, battle things way beyond what I normally would be able to deal with. So you would never know the outcome. You would just not know whether I would actually survive those 7 days or not if I built a video like that. But hey, I can't do shit. I'm stuck in a fucking room. My story is a completely different thing from Mr. Beast. If you want to focus on me, Mr. YouTube CEO, the actual replacement is Susan Wojcicki or whatever. Well, I'll tell you guys a whole different story, a whole different dynamic and perspective about the world. And this one is technically, well, no. Was PewDiePie also suffering? Maybe, as was rising in fame, he was suffering from all the scary games that he had to play, and his content instantly shifted to something else, from gaming to something else. I would love to actually double check the entirety of PewDiePie's reign of power over YouTube, because that's going to highlight a lot of ideas of how Mr. Beast is gonna, live his life. But PewDiePie is actually a council member, so he'll be able to actually tell his story and align himself with Mr. Beast. And that should be pretty spicy. So stay tuned. I'll just double check. PewDiePie is number 19. So soon enough, it's gonna happen. Maybe even in 2 episodes or something. I swear, the only thing I want to buy is a little bit of knowledge. Or just AI fixing my shit. Because, like, I still don't have the proper settings of my microphone. I still don't have it. It would take so much time to research. It would probably sound super cool. Maybe noise suppression is acting up. Like, these sliders are not too helpful, but they were ridiculously important. So if I had to buy something, it usually is just to employ people and make sure that my videos are crispy and actually presentable to other people, and I can just shine full colors. But I'm literally disconnected from everything, and everyone hates me. And I'm like, can we just stop that? Can we stop that storyline? But we can't. I have to be patient too, and I have to learn as much as possible under terrible conditions of, just giving up so often because, like, someone else could do it for me and someone else could be valuable for me. And I'm so pissed off sometimes. Like, yes, I'm a little bit obsessed about YouTube, but anyone else can spend their time to obsess about filling in my blank and see how they do it. And I would not judge them for it. It would just inspire me to, well, I will stop complaining, but yeah. Listening back to myself and knowing that my microphone is way from perfect, way far away from how it's supposed to sound, and there's so many options to choose from, and I'm just layering things on top of each other, and it just pisses me off that I just couldn't find just a simple fucking button to press, and now my microphone works properly, adjusts itself of how it's supposed to be. It's literally the first AI technology that's supposed to happen, is like making sure that our communications are, improved between each other, and I don't sound like an idiot despite being ridiculously smart at the same time. Like, come on. Yeah, these themes are not just random. All right, not only they have themes, but when it comes to Jake Paul and Logan Paul, one of them is an introvert and one of them is an extrovert. Can you guess which one is it? The same storyline shows up with Ian and Anthony. Anthony happens to be an introvert. We're going to get to a clip where he admits and explains how that is the case. Even though they're narcissists and they seem to, be elevated by their egos. But that doesn't mean that you are an extrovert. Doesn't mean that you just do whatever you want. Sometimes you just have to be respectful. Even as a narcissist, you're respectful because you're emotionally elevated because of other people. It depends. So, yeah, if you want to understand what this is all about, it's a personality of people who like to cry a lot. And those kind of people, like, emotionally attached to things, but they also want to, like, be on top at the same time. It's a tough position, but they did it. They're on average 20 million subscribers for most of these people, which is phenomenal. And Mr. Beast obviously sits on top of them, but he's also kind of sad of, like, why is nobody using my strategies of how to become a better YouTuber? And I am kind of asking the same question, like, why? I don't know. Maybe they don't care as much, but it does matter. It does matter if you can improve your content somehow. I mean, But everyone needs a different style of improvement, so it's very, very difficult to just pretend that everyone can just follow their advice. No one is like that obsessed about YouTube and squeezing every single view as possible. Usually these people are more willing to give up of like, maybe these people just don't like me. And but still, you know, now they can put up a fight. And I want to see if Mr. Beast can actually beat them, if they deserve more respect than Mr. Beast himself. And Smosh, I'm thinking like they're gonna be like relentlessly difficult to beat. Like relentlessly. I don't know how Mr. Beast catches up to these guys. Alright, not only Smosh did the reunion, well, their skits suck. So I guess there was no actual point. They have to accelerate that, you know, spitting out a skit every week properly. But like definitely Smosh was derailing, and Anthony brought it back to, you know, its original state, and hopefully it works out. Honestly, again, no one is like immune from defeat in this case. No one. But if Mr. Beast gets defeated 4 times, if he takes the last place, I'll be very disappointed. Like, that is humiliation to the max. And I don't think he deserves to be the most subscribed for much longer if that happens. How is it gonna... Honestly, like, the biggest problem with this video is the same idea. Like, the idea of being in a circle sounds pretty good, but they basically all have to work as a team and survive 7 days. They're just kind of forced into that situation. But when there's a red circle, when you're not forced, it's actually so much more entertaining to see if someone is gonna bail, someone doesn't want to stay here anymore. If there's ability to just bail, it makes it much more entertaining. Now they're just forced. They're just forced to feel horrible when making this. I don't know. Forcing to work together, pretty good. Not gonna lie. Forcing to just accept your defeat altogether is kind of cool, but it's just weird. It's just weird, right? Every single day, a ship should just show up and it's like, if anyone wants to take off and be in a yacht or whatever, the Mr. Beast $100,000 yacht or whatever, if you want to stay in that place, then you should be able to do that. Instead, you know, Mr. Beast like, oh, you signed up for it. It's such an abusive, like self-abusive, abusive to people around him, and it's like, what's the point? What do they get for this? How do you normalize this situation that you have created that is so torturous? An extended BM, basically, of nonsense. Again, it just feels unfinished. It does feel off. But hey, YouTube is still a new platform. Congratulations. We're trying new things, apparently. For 2 minutes now. Yeah, it's Brian, guys. What is his name? Brian.
Brian?
Yeah. Laser. I do remember their names, but to remember a bird's name from a video, like, what just happened? Is it really that important that there was a bird? But I guess it is. So just fucking take a kitty with you. That's so much more entertaining all of a sudden if you just take a pet. Like, how is Mr. Beast the greatest hacker of all time and there's no Mr. Kitty or something? I don't know. Mr. Lion next to him. You know, something like that. He never thought about it. He doesn't want to torture animals. Well, too bad. You're not going to get views, though. And so I have to reintroduce Mockery because I run out of hits because I restarted the system. I don't have to explain everything, but for every point of Mockery, Mr. Beast loses 3 points. Pretty significant when you're trying to win. Fuck you guys, am I right?
We got 2 other Goof's just laying down.
I'm miserable.
We built one wall.
Yeah.
Wow, it's not that difficult to defeat Mr. Beast. He'll just do it himself. It's so impressive. So basically he's seasick, which kind of goes away, but not really, because, well, at least there's plenty of problems that happens. At least there was a storm, so they probably had to take 2 takes, so that there is a storm in this video, you know? You had to make sure that happens. You know? Oh, fuck. We spent 3 days, we gotta spend 10 days until there's a storm, guys. I mean, they got lucky, I guess. I don't know what the back, like, literally Mr. Beast could just sit there for an hour and I would watch the whole fucking video of him explaining how the video was made. I would actually care about behind the scenes for the first time in my life. I didn't even care that much about, like, well, I do care about behind the scenes of like, really, really big videos. So I would watch, like, YouTube Rewind behind the scenes. I'm not sure how PewDiePie would make behind the scenes, like, sanity content like that, but if you're making such huge videos and you're still trying to appear a real person and trying to claim that these videos are real, well, you have to explain a lot of details about it, you know, and why you didn't bring Mr. Lion next to you. Like, you would be so much less miserable fucking having a fidget toy in your hands. That's what pets are for, right? They're just fidget toys. Kind of makes me think, right? Like, you need entertainment of some kind. You can't just fuck around like this in nothingness. It just kind of makes things very unbearable. Just doing nothing. It's like, what's the point of this nothingness? What's the productive power within this? Now I have to do the work? Is it my turn to explain what this nothingness is all about? No, there's nothing to talk about, unfortunately. It's pathetic. Gonna be fucking... Imagine you can make a compilation of just people being miserable in Mr. Beast videos. Just people being miserable. And that's kind of how capitalism works in a way, but it doesn't have to. If you put people in not so miserable positions where they can actually harvest good experience and actually buy things in return, so it elevates that experience as well. Where you have fun in school, imagine. You have fun in school and you have fun outside of school. Isn't that crazy? You have fun in workplace and outside of workplace you have fun. Wow, I still can't stop imagining this thing because it's still not coming fast enough, isn't it? I can't even have a job if I wanted to. It would take so much effort to get one. You know what I'm talking about, right? Because, I don't know, man. I don't like it.
For whatever reason, the more I suffer, the more you guys watch. Some of our most popular videos are when I buried myself alive, spent time in solitary confinement, so I hope you're happy. I'm suffering again.
Yeah, it's so fun that he's hoping that we're happy. How are we supposed to be happy when he's suffering? I'm not sure. We're going to be happy if you succeed in doing something pretty fascinating. I mean, I'm not sure what this is supposed to symbolize, what kind of achievement, surviving on a raft, surviving a storm, I guess that's something. But, I mean, if it flips upside down, no one would survive that. Now you're just screwed. Especially, there are jelly beans up here. Fucking jellyfish. Well, they're gonna be jelly beans from now on, because I'm tired. Anyways, it's weird. It's weird. I don't see a point of these videos, like, naturally. Maybe if I spend more time, I could figure it out. We don't have time on YouTube. There's other content to watch, unfortunately.
Lasers.
What?
Finally pooping.
A laser. I'm just realizing how pathetic it is to actually care if someone is pooping or not. Finally pooping on day 4. Wow, he's finally doing it. All of us did it, you know? It's like a virginity talk. Like, all of us had sex and now... Wow. Look at this guy, virgin pooper. But talking about shit is way worse than talking about sex. Sex is sort of an achievement. This is just like natural disaster that entered Mr. Beast's brain as well. I mean, there's so many bad experiences, man, but everyone has those. It's kind of easy to filter them out, but you have to have some positivity generator and not just be like, oh, guys, you gave me views, so that's what you like, so I will try to do the same thing, but more of that, you know? Actually, but imagine Mr. Beast fucking asking Lazar to show his head out. So he's like, hey, guys, he's pooping, guys. Wow, isn't it exciting right now? This is what we watch on YouTube. This is it. This is what's the fuss is about right now. Someone pooping, and we need a challenge. And what is going on, bro? Misery just keeps on stacking. Am I right? What you got left? What's the irony? Let's see it. By the way, how the fuck is food getting wet supposed to make it bad? And how would it be wet? Shouldn't be. Yeah, why would? How is food not waterproof? Just answer me the simple question. How is it not waterproof? You know you're gonna be in a stormy fucking weather. And they still survived. It's fine. No food, no problem. What? Now it just feels scripted at this point. But like, what the fuck? It makes no sense to have not waterproof. Like, it's just plastic bags. I don't know what paper boxes is that what? I want to know more about food now, and they didn't even mention like what got spoiled, what got left, what did they eat, how do they keep their sanity? You know, that's what I care about. We just need a doctor here sitting down and asking, how much sanity have you lost? That's what there has to be an additional person in there, or at least again a reason for a boat to come in and ask everyone, is everyone doing okay? Does anyone want to leave because their sanity is depleting or something? Like there has to be something like that happening every single day. An evaluation because they're just doing reckless nonsense and spoil their food. Like they could just lose their food and just be starving for an entire day. And it's like, yeah, you gotta cut off the challenge, right? How you gonna do that again with a fucking flare gun? Is that gonna save you? So fucking ridiculous, man. I'm surprised. At this point, I'm gonna give one mockery point for the food spoiling. What did I give mockery point the first time? But the third point is gonna be for Mr. Lion. Let's pick a cat. That would be appropriate and would be really fun to look at. Which one is like Mr. Lion, bro? Let's get a nice cat, because cute cats are like small. Nice. Fuck. Everything is small and cute, isn't it? I don't know. One of those orange ones. Or black ones. Black one is pretty cool. But you can't call it a lion. That sucks. I don't know. Gray one sucks. Alright. Maybe, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry about... Jack's film's not supposed to be in this video, but... It happens. It happened, guys. Mr. Beast is definitely a man of... Yeah, guys, the worst part about the video is that Mr. Beast vomits out the words, "I want to die." And you don't want to say that out loud in front of, like, millions of people, because that, like, is, like, way worse than saying, "I don't care." "I want to die" is like, you made a terrible mistake, and you projected that, you know, torturous position that you're in to everyone. Is like, Jesus. What is that? Is that so easy? You just put Mr. Beast in an ocean for like 4 days and he wants to die already? Well, that's pretty cool. And then you just deliver that dream and Mr. Beast is no more. Well, oops, now we have to, like, you know, brainstorm how do we keep Mr. Beast in the middle of nowhere. Should be pretty easy, not gonna lie. I'm not saying it's easy to come up with ideas for YouTube videos. I'm just saying I have a hard time finding YouTube videos. That's the hard part. If Mr. Beast did what I do, just highlights YouTube channels that perform pretty well, I would be very happy. But right now, I still sit in a position where now I have to do the job for everyone else and find those cool videos to watch. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy. For the views, is it really worth it? Most of the times, most people will say no. Is paying for the views worth it, guys? Because, Mr. Beast wants to feel pain. But he wants views a lot more. He's willing to feel pain, that is. Because he doesn't have any ideas. He doesn't have anything to do. He doesn't care about the world around him. He just wants to deliver an experience, generate an experience. Again, I shouldn't say he doesn't care about, well, I can say he doesn't care about something specific, but saying I don't care is now a terrible thing to say. So what does he care about? But if he just focuses on views and subscriber amount, it gets pretty fucking fishy. I'm not gonna lie. What's the point? What do you get out of this? More people are happier? Are you sure? People are not even happy anymore that, they're just starting to riot of every good thing that Mr. Beast is doing. But entertainment is fine. It's like everything is backwards. So I completely understand that Mr. Beast is still on the right side, trying to do cool things. Even if it's, it feels fake. It could feel fake. It could feel just emotionally manipulative to trying to help people for the views. But it is what it is. It's a much higher level of entertainment that we cannot appreciate for some reason. But mindless entertainment, put that into my mouth immediately. This is reverse of what I care about. But it's very difficult to make those, the things that people complain about are not entertaining enough for them. It's just weird. It feels manipulative that way. And it's kind of true. There's some truth to it, but I can't unfold it for you guys. Again, people complain about these videos specifically. And it's just mixed feeling of what is Mr. Beast trying to do? Because he is trying to get maximum amount of views, but at the same time he's trying to help people, right? That's the weird twisted thing that we can't put together quite easily. But I can put it together. For me, it's just another form of entertainment, unfortunately. And these people are not necessarily better off just because they got a little bit of help. You cannot just, but, it just highlights something. It's something new. So there's nothing to be mad about, to be honest. You have to take everything lighthearted and that everything is on the same level, basically. And Mr. Beast is either rising in level or is settling down. So I'm thinking this is the peak of Mr. Beast's existence and it's not going to get better anymore. It's just not going to get better. His dreams of making things better each time, that's not how life works, unfortunately. You have to give other people a chance as well. And meaning that you have to respect the third Mr. Beast that's about to rise in popularity, right? I will always say me, but I'm just saying. Because I'm just completely different in terms of philosophy, psychology, personality to the biggest YouTubers so far that have existed. I'm just way different. And I'm willing to, take the crown because it's so fucking easy to take it from them. It's just too easy for me. Because I cared about so many things for so long. But again, I'm not gonna brag. I'm just saying, it's easy. If you didn't fucking damage your life and did stupid things in your life, it accelerates and it exponentially grows out of control, which is very satisfying. Sort of shit. I literally talked about suffering and why suffering is good, but there's different sort of suffering. Suffering is good if you like putting pressure on yourself and you're gonna again have a happy ending. So is this that? Is it that? It's not a natural happy ending. You just like survive for 7 days. It's not really, it doesn't look natural to me. And again, you have to avoid pain as much as possible. And if you can't avoid saying that I want to die, like, no, this is pain now. You have touched pain, you have got burned, and you're not supposed to do that. Mr. Beast is supposed to be able to like gather resources and burn those resources. That is his skill. But if you get burnt yourself, like, you're making a huge mistake. All right? And that mistake could, you know, accelerate if he's trying to make even bigger, better videos. He's going to put himself into more danger. Ah, yes, the Keanu Reeves, man. Wait. No, it should still work, right? I need a code.
What color is your...
Yeah. If you want to know what my personality is, but like actually active personality because I'm trying to survive and prove to people that I'm actually useful to society, well, just get the vibe from this guy, all right? Then you will know what I'm dealing with.
My dreams.
Honestly, I can't believe that this works so well. I just named it, How Dare You Be So Hot? And I'm like, wait. Yeah. A hot dude would steal your dreams, wouldn't it? Fucking global warming, man, it's pretty fucking evil, I'm not gonna lie.
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams.
It's a whole nother fucking context, bro. I can't believe that. Alright, let's go to the usual thing that I was doing, right? Mr. Beast thing. That's still a thing. Yet again, I have to remind you guys, the worst part about Mr. Beast is you cannot watch a Mr. Beast video twice. There's no fucking reason to do that. Unless you're reacting and telling people how bad it is. I mean, literally, you watch it once, you know that they got tortured and nothing really happened for those 7 days, and it's like they survived. There's no thrill anymore to rewatch it. There's no like personalities interacting, right? In meaningful ways. Or memes being born. There's nothing, bro. Bullshit like this. Alright, so the first thing I'm like starting to come up with, I'm like, shit, I can just buy a dancer, right? And just dance in the street with a girl and then offer her, I don't know how much money, because I don't know how much people ask for this shit. But it's still pretty scary, alright? Because a gap from me buying things like that, and I don't know what it takes, man. But yeah, this is not about what it takes. Probably if you have enough money, you will have just enough fame to start buying things from people, to start offering things. Still don't know how. Maybe just make a public Facebook, you know, or Instagram post and tell people what you want, man, in exchange for your money. So one thing I would do is ask for a private dancer. No, but it evolves very quickly, guys. By the way, this song is Somebody to Love, and it's kind of interesting. Like, you would be able to have someone next to you just close enough to be able to love them and see what happens. Still have to pay for it. Kind of sucks, but in a way, like, it's not a date. You're just dancing, and you will still get the vibe if you're smart enough. and I don't need to kiss or hold someone's hand to do it in a way. They just have to be around and accept the deal, and I'm like, I will still fall in love with them if they have like social media accounts. You know, I will still care because I'm that kind of guy. Call me stalker, man, but honestly, I'm creepy, not stalker. I'm just creeper or whatever. Because I get bored. I need to do something without going outside. Like, I gotta do something. I gotta connect somehow. I gotta control pixels on my screen, guys. For my own pleasure. I don't know why I'm so insecure about it, but, you know, I'm insecure about a lot of things that I cannot talk to people and talk people down on those things. It is what it is, though. So the budget for this is $100,000. I cannot exceed the budget, but I can go as low as I want to make it cooler, you know? Like, I spend $1,000. It seems cool. But no, I will try to fill in 100,000 deal, which is still kind of weird. You can't even buy a helicopter. Helicopter's like $1 million. What? I want that one though. Helicopter though. God damn it. That's a whole nother level, it seems like. Maybe I can rent one though, because I don't actually need one. Interesting idea. I didn't even thought about only now renting it. God damn it. The problem, I don't know if I need a helicopter though, unless I own it. I don't know. It's weird. I'm just tripping balls right now. It is just supposed to be like experience, right? Like a very, very cool experience. So, private dancer, so far at 4 points. But we switched to public dancer, and eventually we switched to a cheerleader team. Yeah. How about 4 cheerleaders that just follow me around in the streets and try to cheer people up, especially if they're like the grumpiest people who try not to care as much as possible, try to stay away. I'm that annoying. I want to be annoying, all right? I want to see what I can do. I want to see how I can interact. And people who are the most cheerful, maybe they get something. I don't know. Because we got to embrace that thing. Honestly, I'm not sure what the price is. I don't care. It just seems under a budget easily, right? Because it's so common. But it's common in America, and it's just so weird when you're starting to translate things that Americans have into the rest of the world. Like, buying materials is actually a lot more complicated. It feels like, I don't know. I have never dealt with women, to be honest, so I have no idea. It's just something I've never seen. I've never seen any flashy women on the streets. Like, it's impossible here. Funny enough, still, cheerleaders in the streets doesn't seem like it's too organized. And that's kind of what makes it less human. I want to like make them feel human, feel like they're actually serving a purpose. That's pretty powerful, right? Maybe that would be an extra point. I don't know. Because some of this commentary I'm just coming up, you know, rounding up the experience a little bit. So Timberlake, I don't know. He doesn't really offer me anything. He just reminds me to wear a suit and tie, which is like flush that down the toilet. I don't care. Honestly, just Timberlake's channel in general is just weird. I'm not a fan. Okay, I was hoping to be. Again, I don't know who this guy is besides the craziest movie that he delivered, the craziest movie experience. You know, like top 3 movies: Matrix, In Time, and now Scott Pilgrim versus the World is number 1. Matrix is 3rd, to be honest. I think Andrew Tate ruined Matrix. Single-handedly. Saying it too many times, it sucks now. Yeah, a very important thing about all of this is just to make me exist, make me relevant, make people talk about me in a certain way, create a meme, just stand out in a way. So it's a very important investment, I would say, to try and grab the experience and deliver something just unusual. Yeah, you would want to like gather people around, but not anymore. Is that relevant? You can just walk around in the streets. People pull out their fucking phones, collect all the perspectives, and you have a video basically. Or you can film it yourself. I don't know. I don't know how cheap that is, but I mean, I would just let people have their own perspectives. Why should I care, right? You already have a camera on you. Now you're the cameraman. You can work for me. And it's the weirdest thing to try and like make your video popular, even though you have barely anything to do with it. Captured the aliens, man. I love that. It's 7 points now, unfortunately. I love that. Who ruined it? It was literally 69 and now it's 70 and somehow it got ruined. I'm not happy with that. 69 was pretty good. I don't need a higher number than that. Shit. Where is it? My goodness. There you go. You see? It got ruined. At least I got 2 subscribers though. By the way, to this point, there's no subscriber that was like, oh, this is the type of content I watch. Can you make more of that? I've not gained a request or even a sense of taste of what people like to see from me, but it is what it is. Let's keep moving, I guess. This was a horrible experience, and the moment a black person shows up, I mean, I just get so fucking angry, so upset. I don't know, man. The racism just flows like a river for me. It's so easy because they have like the worst ideas, but it's almost like that's what they represent. They represent a clueless cast of people, just like completely different from the rest. Not just by their color of their skin, but like if you actually drill into opinions of these fucking people, I mean, holy Jesus. They're just so confident about the things they say, the things they do, the way they want to fucking allow violence to flourish in their country. Because, you know, where else are you going to put all this energy? You got to make it negative all the time. And this man dressed as a woman, I mean, woman dressed as a man, it's a cowboy western thing? I don't know, bro. It's a weird one. Basically is attacking politicians for them shutting down drag shows, which is completely fair because stop influencing children. You know, just stay away from children. And if politicians technically get to say, in extreme cases, and anger people, they must, you know, juggle some balls to be able to actually do that. But just being so disrespectful, so fucking annoying that it's like a bad decision. I don't want clowns next to children unless it's actually like it actually makes sense. It's like it's your birthday and you were invited as a clown to clown around. All right? And unfortunately, just dressing up at something, you can call it art. Unfortunately, it's not productive to society to just dress up as something and try and represent something. It's just not that productive as you would think. All right? We should be praising people in factories and working hard for the money and actually producing something. This is just another form of entertainment. There's plenty of that, don't worry about it. And the moment you get captured on camera, unfortunately, your time's up. we already have infinite entertainment. We can deliver to infinite amount of people. So congratulations, bye. You can go now. All right, you dressed up once. Honestly, you get captured by camera. Now we can shove it down children's throats, and you get no credit for it as well. All right. I hope you're happy. I hope that's how life works now. And no one cares who you are, to be honest. You dressed up, you showed up as a clown. Like, what Anthony is actually doing is very interesting, is shoving camera on people that I would never be able to actually find naturally. So, I mean, I praise this guy. However, I have no idea what to do with the money. He's not inspiring me at all. Am I supposed to just create a riot with my money? I don't know, man, because that's how I feel. And there's also this moment where, again, as I've said, he admits in being an introvert. So let's get to that point. Actually, also, like, fear. You fear me, you know? It's like a boogeyman. It's the greatest tactic of all time. Now that black people got a little bit of respect, is like, now you fear me if you don't respect me even more. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, you know what you fear? You fear jail time, right? So, yeah, we're both fearing certain things. I don't care, bro. I'm disgusted. For me, it's just like a poop on the ground. I don't fear the poop. I just don't want it to stay. Of course, I would fear to let poop stay in my room, because it would stink up the place. I might die from just discomfort, you know. I might just get a heart attack of like, fuck, why am I not scooping the poop and putting it in the place where it belongs? It makes me uncomfortable, and it collects more and more. It emits nastiness. Like, I can't stay in the same room with the poop. I'm not saying it's that bad, but it's pretty bad. All right, so let's just switch. Again, you have to respect Anthony for allowing weirdos to manifest, to find their voice, so you would never have to talk with them ever again, because you know how weird they are. It's just wonderful. But, you know, you have to see them. Just like you have to know what Russia is to understand how weird they are. And that, I will have to make a video about that. I'll just have to, because if Russia becomes aggressive against NATO, like, I'm sorry, bro. We're taking some of your land we're going to be taking right now. Some of your resources. There's probably a good reason why you're aggressive, Mr. Russia. Mr. Putin or whatever. You have too many things. And you want to share them with the rest of the world. I understand. There's a growing concern that you have too many things. Too many natural resources. And America still didn't take them from you. And like, wow. Russia is almost 2 times bigger than Europe. Well, I don't know how much bigger that is. Looks pretty big though. You can fill up that space with stuff. It's pretty good.
Which is what YouTube was pushing at the time.
And you also seem extroverted. You seem like a people person.
That is an illusion.
Really?
Yeah, you're an introvert.
Really?
I'm very introverted.
You're actually, and I mean, you know, I'm just now hanging out with you again recently, but I always got the sense, and I get the sense still, that like Ian is the outgoing one.
Yeah.
Ian's super outgoing, and people maybe don't clock
Wow.
that. No, at parties, Ian will walk up to any group of people, and he'll just join
For
the
sure.
convo.
You're right,
It
he
is
does.
shocking to me,
For sure.
and he's so chill about it.
So it's an illusion. That
It's an
you're
illusion.
extroverted.
Yes, and it's because and this is a strange thing that came about from doing the interviews, is I realized that when I started taking those more seriously, doing more of those episodes, they started off as really silly stuff, but they grew to be a little bit more focused on more of just me being curious and learning. But I realized that I had inadvertently made it my job to learn how to communicate with people, to learn how to follow a conversation, to learn how to hold an interesting conversation that wasn't just about me and what I was doing.
Right.
So many.
Anyway, so that was the context. I want to go back to. All right. You get the idea now. I'm not just making this shit up. These are different personalities put together into teams of narcissists that have 2 sides, extrovert and introvert. And it's kind of relevant because it's like a power dynamic. It's very interesting. It's like a wholesome piece. You can easily put these people together because they naturally did that themselves, in a way. Except these two teams. These ones are kind of still weird. I was struggling to come up with the second thing to buy, but it turned into a vending machine. Only Jimmy was able to save the whole deal. Like, Shane Dawson didn't help me at all, so it sucks. But I got to bitch about this woman for a little bit. Because the funny thing is, people are hypocritical, especially in America. The word sociopath applies to a lot more people, unfortunately. It feels like. Sociopaths technically like control the vibe of the country. And what she is indicating as sociopath is the person who doesn't care about like the most normal things. That's not how life works, okay? It's not about things you don't care. It's about what you do care about, right? So it's like, oh, bad things will happen to you. They don't care. Like, of course, most people don't. And you can't call them sociopaths for not caring. It's like the easiest thing to throw. And she just throws that as a fucking minigun of like, they don't care about this and that and this. Like, I just got bored listening to that shit instantly. But, you know, the funny thing is, she's the sociopath. And she's like the emotionless person who's trying to just explain in the most robotic way of like how things work. Please believe me, man. I have copied and pasted information. You must agree with me now. And Shane Dawson is just like tumbling around. He's like, oh my god, this is pretty weird. This is scary, man. Holy shit. He's just stripping and she's like calmly just staring Shane Dawson down of like, but you will never find out that I'm sociopath. It's like, this is the greatest part about Jake Paul's documentary, you know, is the greatest part to ask a sociopath to find a sociopath. Like, there's probably so many hidden gems that we're still gonna get to discover. I mean, I love this. Oh my god. I hate therapists. It just, by default, therapists are awful. As if you spend too much time with a therapist, they're not there to help you. They're to suck your toes, basically. No, it's a lot worse. They're gonna suck off your wallet. They're gonna steal everything you have. Like, therapy is expensive, bro. And BetterHelp immediately got into trouble. Even though Anthony is still promoting BetterHelp. It's still a questionable practice, like, because I can't test the waters. Who do I talk to for free? People need therapy. Like, you can chat with people for free, even when you're off screen. You can just receive notifications and answer questions, right? Where's the support when you need it? There's like a support line for children or whatever, for teens rather, where you can call in our country just for free. It's just a thing that people trolled around with, and the other person has to be like respectful when they talk with teens, because it's just a natural thing to do. But BetterHelp, like, it's weird. Where's my free month for a trial? I want to try it, man. Does that work that way? By the way, the sunken cost of just answering ridiculous amount of questions. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. What's the money? Can we talk about money? Because you'll be asking things from me. On top of asking things from me. Which is, you already collected data from me. Congratulations. That's pretty cool. Fucking select a YouTube channel, bro. Let's go. Let's select the coolest one. Can't fucking wait. Look at all these people. honestly, let's be honest. We might need this list of people, man. I'm very curious now. Serial killer documentaries. Let's go. That's a good one. Star Wars Explained. My god, what is this shit? There's so many, dude. Taylor Swift recommended me. Let's go. Couldn't find that one. This is like the stupidest thing I'm looking at. At least I can type, right? Wow, Shane doesn't have... Oh my god. What's the point? Let's just... Oh my god. I want to get to the point. I gotta push through this, man. Wait, maybe... What if we can upgrade the system, bro? So the vending machine would just be like... You play a game of some kind, and you get a code, and you get a free little fucking reward or something. Something that I can afford. Alright, for $100,000, bro. A fucking snack. You know what vending machines have. Can we add therapy in this list? Can we ask people to do therapy and make fun of therapists? No, we can't, because it's fucking expensive. We can't. We just can't. We can make people talk to each other, to be honest. That would be pretty interesting. And if they talk to each other for long enough, even if they shit post, it doesn't matter. They just have to do that. They just have to interact. That would be, honestly, that's plus 1 point. Now we kind of know what kind of game to play, right? To just group people into a chat, and they have to interact for a certain amount of time in a certain way. And they cannot just shitpost. There's going to be someone overwatching the whole process, and who's shitposting, they're going to be eliminated very quickly. Warning elimination. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Oh my god. So it's like, therapy is so broad of a subject that it's like, what's the point? Just talk to the person. Just start doing your job immediately and seeing what you can leech off, what you can get in return. Instead of you ask all these questions as if it's not supposed to be a part of the process. You know, just that's the whole point of therapy, is to make it actually interesting. But no, bro. Interesting to live a life. If you don't make it interesting to live a life, honestly, I will have thoughts about suicide while I'm doing this fucking thing. I would just have thoughts about suicide. Maybe I should be a robot instead. I need to get to the point where, ask me for money, please. Faster. Divorce and separation, we need that one. Ask me to give you my money, please. Faster. Faster, bro. Hurry up. How much do you want? How much will it cost? Let's go. Is only $50 per week. Well, pay me that much. What do I get? Because per week? What do you mean? How much? Reduced fee. Look at that. Unlike traditional in-office therapy, oh my god, we offer you work from home. Look at that. And it's so much less effective than in-office therapy. It's like, fuck, you know. But I don't need neither. I just need a... Alright, finally. We got it. It's the last question, am I right? It's the last thing people care about. Even though it fucking sucks their self-esteem because you paid for something that you're not really supposed to pay for. To be honest, unless you're happy, then you just donate to whatever helped you, cause or whatever. This is a whole nother topic, but we need to understand what are we paying for, right? How much time do we get, right? That's the question. Well, wait, okay, weekly live sessions, bro. Jesus Christ, fucking So for 1 hour, I spent $50? 50 euros, bro. Holy Jesus. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Messages, bro. At any time. Okay. So, I still don't know what I get. Still don't. It looks like it's 1 hour. So unless we get to try something. Yeah. This is the screen that you need to like mentally picture. It's like, pay us. Let's start therapy. All right, just pay us. Then I'm gonna be happy, you know, because I successfully earned money before we even started discovering how useful my therapy is. This is like legendary. Ugh, fuck yeah, bro. But it's a scam world. I'm not gonna lie. It's very difficult to like monetize information. Because I should be able to just gather data and just sell it to scientists. I don't know. To people who care. Just talk about what people generally deal with and how you get to solve those problems. I could just build a YouTube channel around it. That's how I would earn money if I'm a professional therapist. The reason, you know, the reason why my life sucks is I want the best things imaginable. I'm not going to pursue things that are just average and scammy. They're not, yeah, I could earn money this way. I could do therapy myself. And yet, I still don't know how, first of all. And I'm just going to pursue way better things because I know technology is going to allow me to do that. So just gotta be patient, man. This is the best screen of all time. I need a screenshot of this. I just don't know where to put it, but I'll just... It's a meme. It's really fucking... Let's start therapy, guys. You're gonna feel really awful if you're poor, but fuck yeah, let's go. Like, you know that the therapy is not for you, it's for whoever is delivering you whatever service they decide to deliver you, because there's no guarantee of any that you're going to be satisfied or happy with the service. There's no guarantee that things will be delivered, you know, in a meaningful way. Yeah, a person can be nice to you for a certain amount of time, and it's like, of course they will. Of course. Anyone can be nice to you. They don't have to wear pants, though. Excuse me? That's pretty high privilege. Why are you just cutting that into half the price? You don't even have to wear pants, bro. Anyways. It just throws me off. Honestly, we have to shut down this video, am I right? That's what I'm talking about. This is the sociopathy that I'm talking about. Alright, that people play into. And still fucking promote BetterHelp, which is like, what are you doing, bro? What the fuck are you doing? You can just offer people free stuff. Oh, you want money anyways. So that's how he bought Smosh back, you know, with BetterHelp to your pockets. Again, she's a sociopathic personality above all else. And she's like staring down the fucking Shane Dawson and saying scary things. Of like, there's so many people who just don't care, guys. Like that, I don't want to... I would be scared just to have this whole interview where oblivious things are happening. Like, it's disgusting. And I couldn't watch the whole thing because I was starting to rant uncontrollably, just like I did now. I just had to get it out of my system, bro. You have to focus on what people do care, because that's the whole point. Is the way you understand people. Is like, what do you care about? You have to figure that out. In general, what people care about. Often enough, a monster personality is going to care to take things away from you, to put you down, to challenge you in some way that they win, basically. But because they challenge you, they have a chance to lose. All right, especially if you're strong personality, if you know how to defend yourself. So, sociopath is not necessarily, you know, bad by default. You just got to be careful and you have to know how to have self-defense. It's easy, bro. I can beat any sort of monster personality, I don't care, through the chat. In real life, you gotta be fucking careful, man. Of course. You can't just walk around looking for a sociopath, because that's just a bad vibe. It's not what you want to spend your time on, I swear. What Shane Dawson does is just, he's playful enough, he wants to explore weird concepts like that, weird, scary concepts. So it's completely appropriate, but there's always twists and turns, I'm not gonna lie. And I still don't know exactly what the controversy was in the end, but even he had to respond to it, Shane Dawson had to respond to it. It was very interesting that something happened, so I can't bring it up right now, but I'm sure I'll be able to dig it up as we go deeper into this Jake Paul documentary, where Shane Dawson is gonna get so many points, bro. Also, they're literally creating a team, just like Jimmy and Justin Timberlake created a team of their own. Shane Dawson just kind of like wiggles himself into this group, and it just fits. It's just such a weird dynamic. I'm really surprised. See what happened here? These guys are mingling with other people just by default. It's just weird. This is, I can't define it with one word, but it's, it's a vibe. It's a whole nother vibe of them just not knowing where to go type of narcissism. So they just want to infiltrate relationships in the most spectacular fashion. It's sad to see Shane Dawson just being tossed around like a dummy across America and getting canceled. Like, they can just do whatever they want to these narcissists unless they find home across the world in a way, unless they interconnect themselves. So what Mr. Beast did is like created a perfect strategy for how to make YouTube videos, for how to find subscribers and self-esteem. Like, he's a fucking genius that could inspire people to do better work. But he doesn't do good work himself. And it pisses me off. He does good podcast interviews. That's cool. But he doesn't even own that. Like, how the fuck do you not own a podcast? How did you do that? You own everything, and yet the podcast is like the hardest thing, right? It's like, what the fuck is going on? Out of all things. And it's about someone else is making a professional pod. Well, you bought things before, right? You bought it. You can buy a channel, hire a professional. If you're such a YouTube connoisseur, you just buy every different type of channel that you need. I would do that instantly. I can't believe it. We just found a casual mockery that I couldn't even. Yeah, it's like, once we collect all the mockeries Mr. Beast collected, it's gonna be a hilarious fucking clown fiesta, bro. But he would be able to fix most of them. It's just he has to pay attention now to the criticism, which is very difficult when it's just coming from the outside in such a fucking package delivery. It's like a statue delivered to your door. It's like statue of you being a clown. Successful. Yeah, I mean, monster personalities, they do care. It's all about care. It's not about not caring. But that's what a therapist just naturally felt like doing to Shane Dawson, of like, oh, these people don't care, whatever. They can do whatever they want. They're not bound by rules of society, bro. And it's like, everyone's bound by rules of society. Every single person, they have to learn how to adapt. It's not about not caring. But I honestly just want to pick this video up and see how many times she says, don't care. Because like that's actually pretty scary word. Again, it's the second tier after saying I want to die. You know, that's the highest level. Just I want to kill people. I want to die. That's the highest level of disgusting material. Then you can talk about fear and not caring. That's the second tier, but it's still ridiculously bad to project. Again, imagine having I don't care in your head so many times, and it's just a sales pitch, right? Nobody, all these people don't care, and you can run into a sociopath, a 1 in 25 chance. But I do care, and I will protect you. You know, it's the greatest sales pitch. Man, this is deep. We're digging, but I'm not supposed to spend too much time here. I'm tripping how fucking evil this is. Yeah, YouTube is not the problem. YouTubers are not the problem. So trying to find a sociopath within Jake Paul is just wrong. But again, what Shane Dawson is doing is just trying to find a friend, trying to infiltrate someone's life, and very, very sneaky, but fascinating to me. And then he gets canceled shortly after, to be honest. That was weird. Weird coincidence. There's so much to it, right? There's so much to Shane Dawson's saga and to his just adventures across YouTube. Like, there's so much material that you can compile. I would love to work with this guy, and maybe even more so than Mr. Beast. Like, that's something. So yeah, don't think that YouTubers can easily be monsters somehow. Monsters live in the shadows. Monsters live hidden by society in a way, or away from society. This is where they get all their powers. And technically, if a person runs away from YouTube for a certain amount of time, they're probably gonna harvest that sort of shadow material for themselves. And this is the way you beat monsters. You just shine the light on them. You just interact them as if they're normal human beings, and it slowly goes away. That you just have to be patient again, but it slowly fades away their their problems or their bad behavior. You just have to be nice. Unfortunately, it's pretty helpful, but it's very difficult. So yeah, you can sort of see why these people therapy is supposed to be paid for, because being nice is pretty difficult. It's just not supposed to be a luxury item that's being sold by every YouTuber and without a trial. Like, out of all things, this one needs a trial. This one needs to be very much covered in all ways. Because you would naturally be able to have a trial when a therapist is supposed to train himself on something. So you providing training material at the same time and proving that this therapist is good, which one I like more, we get to choose. Like, come on, man. I don't get a monthly trial, bro. Give me a fucking break, bro. I would love to make a video on that. But hey, pay me, guys, and I will do therapy. That's how it works. People say to do therapy sometimes. Some people, some personalities, to be honest, because they want to like break me down, or they have a pattern of behavior. Like, first do therapy, and then bad shit will happen to you, whatever. That's the vibe. It's a whole fucking wormhole. I don't know why I'm spending so much time here, but I just got stuck in quicksand. Oh yeah, and therapy is actually supposed to be even easier than you would imagine. Like, life coaching and therapy kind of goes hand in hand. You just give advice to a person is the quickest fix. And if you feel that advice has helped you, you tried it, it helped you, You give me some, donations. Who cares? That's all I'm supposed to do as a therapist. Just give quick advice. Figure out how your life is dysfunctional and give you like 3 major advice on what you should try and focus on and more, a little bit more. Then you come back maybe a month later, say how you did it, if it was useful or not. That's it. This whole fucking interaction. It's like the quickest thing. It wouldn't even last an hour. Well, it should last an hour though, by default. But that's about it. And then I get, I don't know, $10. I could win you basically playing lottery with a person, and on average you're probably going to get $10 for your hour. That's it. But you have to actually harvest advice from all over the place, because it's useful to you as a person as well to just do that. That's why certain jobs are just like by default supposed to be a part of society and supposed to be free. It's ridiculous, dude. When you don't have free therapy, your society is just dysfunctional. Especially if you have to talk about therapy as if everyone is doing it, but it's just like smoking, like it's bad for your lungs, it's bad for your wallet, it's bad for your environment. It's just bad. It's clear that it's bad. It's very, very obvious to me. But some people still fucking do it, and they don't care. At that point, they don't care about themselves getting harmed. And that is suicidal. Let's continue. How do I get out of this quicksand, bro? Let's see how this is. I don't think it's 1 in 25. I think the odds are a little bit worse. All right. I think there's 4 tiers of people. So you're looking for a sociopath. I think people exaggerate in therapy. Therapists exaggerate how many people. So they do this 1 in 3 times 8. So technically 1 in 8 are hostile personalities, but then they multiply by 3. I would multiply by 4. All right, this is how they get 24, that they round to 25. I would be like, it's a 4. So it's more like 36. Now, is that a big deal? There's a specific type of personality, all right? So, but it could be like there's less people in here, so maybe it's correct to divide by 3. It's just, no, that's not usually the case. It's just there's normies and there's shadow people. They're just like more tightly packed together usually. And there's people in deep space, like myself, or dead space. I guess I'll call it either way. To trigger people, I will just say dead space. This is where people go to die. All right? Where I live is people, they just die under pressure. And it still doesn't automatically turn you into a sociopath, but I'm definitely a creeper. Like, I definitely have to soak in all this bad energy and all this power, and I still haven't exploded yet, because people around me are still like super duper evil, and they're just keeping me in this container basically. So I will just have to, like, it's like an escape room. I have to like figure out a way to escape before exploding in a violent manner, right? So for me, life is a goddamn puzzle, bro. Puzzle box, man. But yeah, that should be a more, accurate representation. Is just therapists deal with shadow people more, because shadow people still have money. Dead person doesn't have ability to have money. So therapists only work with this section, and they potentially ignore the 4th section of society entirely. Because again, I would just never go to therapy. Or they'd never work with celebrities. I'm not sure which one. Maybe it's like a switch as well. But yeah, the sample size is definitely fucking wrong. And shadow people get fucking attacked for being sociopathic or whatever. But it's like the easiest thing. You see some kind of dysfunction, and you all of a sudden immediately label someone, which is fair. It's fair. It's just there could be a problem in the background itself and not in a person. I myself, I don't feel problematic. It's just the background noise creating a monster out of me. But I'm not giving in, you know? I'll do whatever it takes to find an exit, which still ridiculously painful to even talk about it. I started with monster repellent. Okay, like we're out of quicksand finally. Monster repellent, boys. I need that. Honestly, just therapy repellent would be nice. Because now I don't want any. Or, But I want to make my own. I will often just see like dysfunction in the world and I want to make my own stuff. Because it's like a natural progress for an inventor to do that. Like, I don't like the way the world works. Even though people can actually like achieve sort of like a pretty comfortable state of life, but you don't get to actually test that scientifically if people are happy and comfortable. They do get to project happy states in their photos, right? But like it's such a fake nonsense. It's very fascinating to me. And yet it doesn't feel fake. It's like well, if you got to that point, most people don't. Most people are not pretty and confident enough to get pictures of themselves or have photo shoots, you know. But, you know, I only get to focus on the winners. There's so many losers. So many losers that still would probably be happy. I don't know. There's a whole fucking world in there. And therapy would also open that up. Like, there's so many ways to not just focus on earning money. For me, it would just be entertaining to work as a therapist. In my own way, obviously. But there's so many jobs I could do. At this point, I'm like, fuck it, right? I'm way bigger than that. I'm just way bigger. I was kind of a leader of a much bigger project, potentially, of like trying to squeeze YouTube for its value. Like, what is it useful for? In how many ways could people be helped by YouTube in general? So now you know my origin story in a way. What inspires me to be YouTube CEO. There's so many things I can do. But, yeah. I was able to squeeze in my origin story into this video. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so, the sparkly dress and the light thing made me think about, like, wait, I need some kind of nighttime thing that would work 24/7, would also be like a flashy little thing. I don't want the X like Elon Musk has, where it's too flashy. So I would have to put it somewhere where it's flashy, but it's kind of away from like residential areas, right? So people kind of have to go into the wilderness, but it's still like protected or a little bit away from the regular places. It could be in the town square-ish area. I don't know. So I don't know what the perfect place for it, but it should just be a flashy little thing that dispenses some cool things. If you do therapy now. Yeah, therapy. So honestly, again, Shane Dawson just wins. And actually, we just have to accept that he got those bonus points. We have spent time thinking about therapy, and now he's kind of linked to that idea in a way. But there's so much more to discover. I probably will have to like make an exclusive Shane Dawson video just because it kind of makes sense to do that. Shane Dawson and Jake Paul, or just Shane Dawson documentaries, deep dive into that, into the whole process of him getting canceled. Hopefully I can squeeze that into 1 hour video. it's going to be very difficult. But it's doable, it feels like. Like a general taste. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah, at first it could just be a flashy thing that doesn't actually have a function. It could just evolve slowly, which is another thing that actually matters. While cheerleader team can only be, you know, a projection, a very quick projection, and very expensive one. Paying women to do cheerleading, it's pretty expensive, and or at least at first, until you make a business relationship, sort of. If people like it, you know, it will continue on. Just like I would be able to restock the dispenser properly, or make it even more exciting. Everything could evolve depending on whether people like it, but I will just assume that they will not like it, and I will only receive hatred, and somehow I will have to monetize it. So I quickly figured out that it's supposed to be arcade vending machine. I just didn't figure out how you would play with it, how you would redeem the code that would dispense you things. Right, and now just putting people in the chat room, this is the best idea. This is just the winner idea, and why Shane Dawson will get his own special little video while the Ring of Fire is burning. So you can just, you know, mock Mr. Beast even harder by pulling his team into 4th place and leaving Mr. Beast behind, unfortunately. And maybe we're going to leave him behind bars. If he loses this again, it's the worst thing that could happen to him. Just he naturally loses to all these people who have established on YouTube, but like they're still alive though. You gotta appreciate they're still alive. They're still sending their story forward. And I know Mr. Beast is like young and stuff, but does that mean he just automatically wins because he's gonna be around in the future, because he's the most subscribed right now, because he hacked the system? I don't know, man. I don't know. Weird things can happen. The most fun part about the future in general is that you cannot predict it. By default, you're not supposed to predict the future. You have to work towards something instead. And I'm working towards understanding what is the future of Mr. Beast. Should we give one or take that away for ourselves? Basically a verdict, like the greatest judgment of all time is upon us. At first, Selena Gomez just punched Mr. Beast as if it's like butterface. That worked out perfectly. But now is the judgment time, because, you know, you can only be most subscribed for so long until I get uncomfortable and not entertained enough. Girl Scouts cookies is the third thing that immediately popped into my brain because of one video that Logan Paul did. Alright, promoting Prime or whatever. Kind of playful shit. They did it again. They fucking resized the fucking thumbnails. It's so annoying.
It's your cups! Don't get theirs. They pee in the cups.
So tell me, is this better than a regular soda?
It's lemonade, but a healthier version.
I'll take a...
Yeah. A lawsuit for not being healthy enough happened. But hey, also, they all wear sunglasses. So weird. So I would potentially hire Girl Scouts to knock on people's doors and to just give free cookies. I want more like baked goods. Like cookies are the worst thing you can eat. It's just dry wheat. It's just clusters of wheat, which is bread. That's what bread is for. It's to consume wheat if you like it. I don't know. But cookies, bro, cookies is disgusting. And it's like there's There's a whole fucking, like, the cereal concept is still wheat. Cereal is still wheat. Like, dry wheat is like the worst food you can come up with. It's just like eating ice, bro. And it took me a long time to just get that out of my system, because, like, out of my habits. It doesn't even make sense to mix it with milk. Nothing makes sense with the cookie thing. I'm sorry, bro. So I'm not gonna deliver cookies by any means. Also, with the Girl Scouts, I want to figure out if a person is nice. You know, we deliver free cookies, free baked goods. I would rather choose like donuts or just pie of some kind, just a piece of pie. That's nice. Like there's plenty of foods. All right, it can be quite challenging to deliver certain types of foods, but I think pie or donut-y thing is appropriate, right? It's just very difficult to also find things to buy, but you know, cookies are also ridiculously expensive. At least where I live, like they're ridiculous. Like you compare it to bread, it's the same thing still. You just have a little bit of chocolate in there. I don't know, which doesn't make the cookie better. And oops, you pay what? 6 times, 10 times the cost of bread? Fucking hell. Seriously? See, we're doing that. So it better be better than the cookies. I just don't know exactly what that should look like. And it's not like Logan Paul is going to promote all sorts of foods for me to look at either. So I'm just going to concede that Shane Dawson wins this round. Whatever that, I mean, he's going to get an exclusive episode because of this. Usually rounds, you just get points, right? No one actually wins. But in this case, it's like a pretty solid competition into pretty solid conclusion. Apparently Jake Paul wins this fight against some fucking zombie, bro. Seemingly tough one, but he literally delivers a knockout there. This guy just collapses. It's a pretty big deal. Is what it is. Literally, the spoilers stare at you immediately. But I was able to avoid it mentally. Clicked on the first thing. It's a vibe, okay? A YouTuber doing boxing, it's a vibe. These are bullies, by the way. So it's a weird thing. Of how this, again, the bully vibe. What are they supposed to do? They're supposed to bully the rest of the world for not being influential enough or whatever. So it's completely fair. Every time I have to defend them, but that's the fun of it, you know. Defend that they even exist here and have to race. But Jake Paul even made me cry. Like there's. Out of all of these people, he made me cry first. So it's a whole reward, basically, for that one. And whoever wins potentially will be in YouTube Rewind as well. Whoever wins this whole competition. I don't think Mr. Beast is going to win. I don't think he's going to lose either. It's unlikely, but if he does, again, it's really bad. Really bad. Bro, this guy is also reliving Ariana Grande's story where he's marrying technically a wrong person, but very, very close to what he should, you know, look for in life. I'm also proud. You know, it worked out. It worked out. He's smart enough to do that. His personality is like fire, earth, and he's marrying a wind earth, which is beneficial for him still, because you normally just want wind water, but like the fact that he's so close Good. Congratulations, I guess. It's kind of like a proof of work. I'm not gonna tell you, but like you can see from people's faces what personalities they have. So if someone looks like this, like I can immediately understand what that. I don't know why she's not hot or anything. All right, that's a problem. But the personality's almost there, so definitely cheers for that one. I'm just not sure how committed he's going to be to this relationship because it is what it is, you know. People switch sides when they get married, but we'll see, I guess. So because they're weak. Yeah, it would be quite interesting of what kind of nice people I would find. Again, knocking on people's doors and giving them free things. Like there's a lot of different type of people. And there's a whole process of elimination and just switching girls and seeing their perspective. It's like, I don't know, man. That would be like the greatest contest of all time. And very unsuspecting one where people usually, even in apartments, they're not organized enough to talk about even the craziest thing of like fucking Girl Scouts. Like there would still be somewhat disconnected from how the whole operation works and who's doing it. Like it would be still too difficult for them. Very interesting. You know, I would check 50 people and I would see maybe even 100 people and see if they're who's the nicest of them all. Like, it's not bad, right? It's not bad. All of these experiences, this like very unique experiences I'm trying to collect here or buy into. Because that's what, you know, YouTube is all about. This the value of YouTube is like the deep concept about it. Is that you can actually make an experience and you can share it and encapsulate it, and it just opens up a whole possibility of just making weird experiences that you can have for the rest of your life, encapsulated in your channel. And yeah, it feels like I need 100 channels, at least 10 channels, like the main channel where I just spit out garbage, see how it works out. There might be an even there's already floating channel ideas, but I also need like a time capsule where I put the most precious experiences together. That would be also pretty fascinating. So I will by the time I become official YouTube CEO and get paid for it, I will also potentially will have 100 channels that I manage by default. And they also by default will be bigger than Mr. Beast. Just by default, because I will have so much experience and I will be able to elevate 100 things. Just by default. I'm not sure what's going to be my downfall, but or how my retirement is going to look like, but we don't have to focus on that until I succeed in the first place. It's still a thing. By the way, you can steal all my ideas. I'm all for it. I'm all for just giving away my ideas. I don't mind. I will do them myself eventually if I can. But if someone can do it faster, fuck yeah. Congratulations. I would like some credit or just at least know that a piece of content exists with my ideas in it. I would just like to know. Alright. Alright, so arcade vending wins because I hate therapy. And there's a way to deliver it in a way. It's just like let people socialize and just, you know, overwatch that no one is trying to abuse the system. That's it. Just weed out the weed. That's it. All right, guys. Somehow we have to squeeze 2 hours out of this to make it more appealing to me personally. I don't know how to do it. We can, again, spend more time with the winner in here and bitch about therapy even more. Or we can squeeze Smosh until we actually get somewhere. Maybe I'll just rewatch the 3 skits, even though they're scary and like not in tune with what I want to have as a vibe. I just want to see what it is in full context. The 3 skits that exist so far. By the way, this was a moment. I'm not gonna lie. This was a thing. This whole Girl Scout thing, pretty fascinating. It should have been a separate video in a way. It's weird. Or extended BM. Anyways, let's check the skits. If we can squeeze something out, like it could knock out the competition and change my mind. It's probably not gonna do that. Anyway, Smosh is 2nd place and probably gonna win the whole thing. I don't think they need help, you know. One thing I'm fascinated about is the sheer amount of content that these people have provided over the years. Like that is very difficult to just dig into. Some channels do in fact require an entire month of investigation, maybe 2 weeks. But to do a full deep dive, right, where you don't have too much of a commitment to explore everything, but you check the most popular things, you get the vibe, you get to see their career. It still takes a really long time. So you must understand, we're diving into a pool of content here. Alright, so this sucks. Robber, Demon, like, this feels like really rough of an experience. To try and shake things up in a way, but can we see a positivity? Can we see things I would want to buy as an experience? Because they just bought Smosh. Technically, the idea would be to just buy a channel, a YouTube channel. But it's weird. Because that's just the most generic thing. And most YouTube channels would be evaluated way higher than $100,000. Unless they're dead. Unless they're dead YouTube channels. But it's still like, it's weird. It's weird, bro.
Taylor Swift ticket day. Taylor Swift ticket.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would buy a ticket to a concert though. That would be weird. I don't want to. I don't like commitments. All right, I don't want to be in the show and just sit down next to some other people when the ticket is like what, 7,000. I don't know, man. Some weird shit. Some weird shit I don't want to commit to. It's crazy what people do sometimes. Yeah. Production quality definitely improved, guys. We just don't get to see the cameraman that often. Look at that spike. When I'm doing this, I'm thinking I want to troll my ex-friends because, you know, I leave a lot of people behind me when I have to move really, really fast in life and defeat way more crazy challenges than they do. When I live in deep space and dead space, it's still a challenge. Every single day to survive is a challenge, and it's just I'm naturally here. No one cares enough for me to actually be able to evolve into the next thing, and I'm like, fuck it. Let's settle down here. Let's settle down under gravity, where it's much more difficult to get any subscribers, to get any income going on. Anyone can mock me. Basically, I have to like win the game of life and be somewhat a respectable person while living in dead space. But one thing I can do, if I got the money, I could troll my friends somehow, right? I could send something weird to make a weird interaction with them. But I still haven't came up with the idea yet, unfortunately. Is there anything I can watch? Leave a party?
In his throne
His party theme is Keanu Reeves.
Well, congratulations, you just glitched the system. What the fuck? Boom. I guess this was Ian's idea. Fucking... It's a whole new thing I've invented. Glitching. Isn't that crazy? You say something, it's literally the next tab. It's the next tab. It's a glitch in the system now. That's the Matrix, guys.
I feel like you're
Not only that, I'm committed into playing the fucking role, bro.
Friends.
Yeah, that's not a way to leave a party. No. That's a way to extra die. A few more times than normal. Jesus Christ. It's the first idea that they throw at you. So bad. So fucking bad.
Oh my.
Yeah, I would definitely like to twist reality a little bit and make women message people on social media or whatever, and just see what male reaction is, and I would be able to kind of like twist things around. It's kind of like the Andrew Tate way of doing things, so it's not really that crazy, but I would do it in revenge. The revenge. So I twist it and make it really dark or something like that. I don't see exactly how do I continue crafting. We still have to like fill up the 2 hours just for the sake of it, right? I have a name for this shit. Emotional hit woman. So basically you would force someone to emotionally invest their attention because he's talking to a woman, and that's pretty crazy. But to be able to extend this, it's I don't know how it works. But a woman would know how to do it. I just have to like manipulate the vibe, the emotion that is being projected. I see when to be angry, when to be, when to project a certain emotion at certain times. Shocked, whatever, right? So I need a good actor. Kind of like emotional hit woman. It's something you can actually do and understand. It's a very conceptual thing where you hook up with someone and then, or you just pay them money. It's the same thing, to be honest. You can emotionally get an advantage of turning someone into a cheerleader or whatever. What was the third one? Oh, it's a fucking vending machine. I don't know how to do it with relationship wise, but we're just talking about money, and money simplifies everything or skips a few steps. So in this one, you just pay a woman to pretend to like someone when the outcome of the entire conversation is just her leaving and forgetting everything about the dude. Just breaking someone's heart the way God intended. I can't imagine fast enough of like how cool it would be to do it to my ex-friends, the ones that I don't care about anymore. But that's the fun part, is that they're also very disposable material, especially for the sake of making a video. Like, it would be quite an experience delivered. And again, it just shows the variety of things you can do in life. And sometimes, it's a feels bad moment, it's a twisted moment, but it's definitely appropriate to make content about, to teach people a lesson so they stop being assholes all the time. Because when the opportunity will present itself, it's still an opportunity. Like, a woman is not made of wood. and she would have to have a real profile and all that shit, and just chat with someone for a certain amount of time. I don't know, man. I don't know who's the most appropriate person. Perhaps it is a water person, the one that can mimic or copycat other people without necessarily emotional investment. I don't know. It's very interesting. The whole idea is to mostly empower women to actually approach men and just dominate the conversation for a certain amount of time. You still have to leave. You still potentially have to leave very far away after you caught people's attention. But to be able to play around with that and to unlock a superpower, potentially an idea. There's so many ideas that have to be unlocked. Again, I don't think this is the most powerful thing, but at least we have covered the emptiness of Smosh. All right, now every single team except for Mr. Beast just has a private plane and a color of Bugatti. All right, Mr. Beast doesn't even get to participate in the way, unless he crashes into me with a really good idea. Unfortunately, I don't see it. I don't see Mr. Beast doing that. His content is very dry. Of like, he doesn't even care where people spend their money, even though his content is all about the money. But he doesn't care to like track the process of people, and just for once. So it's just kind of lame. You want people to spend money efficiently when they get it from Mr. Beast, and he has to cover that ground. He has to educate people not to be reckless, but at the same time, he's promoting lottery like it's no big deal, to be honest. He's thinking about it way too much, about himself as a lottery person, where if you meet Mr. Beast, you get rewarded with this magical amount of dollars, because content is awesome that way. It's very awkward. So unfortunately, Mr. Beast doesn't even get to participate. I'm not inspired to do that. And it also requires plenty of content for magic to happen. So yeah, Smosh was the last one, and I still had to squeeze really hard. But we got some cool ideas. I will actually encapsulate them here in the sweet spots if you want to remember quickly. Just type in the magic words in the search. Any of these concepts can evolve, just sprout from that position. It's also fascinating. It just, anything that gets human attention can grow very fast. Very fascinating to me. So this is technically why people want attention from others. They can grow pretty fast in that sense, but at the same time, it locks people in place as well. So I have to very carefully allow attention to flow in so I just don't fucking die inside, And that's why I make these videos. To some extent, it's almost just enough that way, but there's more dark things going on around me that also require attention from real people, and slowly just my need of attention is going to be enough for me to get there. It feels like, because I just need to grow fast enough, and the need for attention also grows. I need to defend myself from all sorts of nasty things. Very interesting. Girl Scouting is definitely a military term. Whoever came up with this whole concept definitely had in mind of well, men have their own military. We need Girl Scouts too, and scouting and just analyzing if people are nice or not. That's fucking genius, bro. Maybe we just uncovered the most basic ideas for the most outstanding experiences that could be developed into bigger and bigger things. This is actually fascinating to me. Except for Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is lonely loser with a private jet where he can use it to escape the problems. See you guys next time.